What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video. They're watching SmugStick. What if Bardock took Goku and Vegeta to Earth? They watching part 8. And you know, we watched part 6 and 7 together last time, so check that out. And yeah, last time we did the Universe 6 arc, and then we did the Frieza arc, the Golden Frieza arc, my fault. And then yeah, so we're ready for part 8. And you know what I'm saying? We will get into it.
And King Vegeta, Bardock, Vegeta, and Goku all go to planet Sadala following the tournament. Whis and Beerus had escorted them there, as Champa and Vados come along. The two cats heard there was gonna be food at this celebration, so they decided to join in. Kaba escorts them all across planet Sadala before finally introducing them all to King Sadala at the Royal Palace.
King Sadala.
The Universe 6 and Universe 7 royal families have a lot of catching up to do, and there is a huge feast for the Saiyans to enjoy. Champa and Beerus are distracted with all the food. It's a good time all around, though there is some tension, since King Vegeta heavily disagrees with a lot of the culture. All this peace and love. There was one Saiyan that tried to steal from them on the way to the palace. She seemed like she had the right idea.
Not
Saiyans
Kale.
are supposed to be more mischievous, not knowing that this girl was Kale working for Khalifa.
Not
Prior to
Kale.
continuing the tour, King Vegeta approached Beerus regarding something he had in mind. He had a heart-to-heart with the God of Destruction, something which caught him by surprise. King Vegeta explained that he has been thinking about what his legacy will be. He knew that he had been trailing behind Kakarot and Vegeta and even Bardock at times, but he wanted to show them that he was still a powerful warrior, at least one last time before he passed. Beerus saw the true yearning in his eyes and accepted he would continue to train him and prepare him for something new, the power of the gods.
Not
Vegeta
Ultra
smiled
E, not
as he looked
Hakai.
down at Vegeta training with Kaba. They would be the legacy of the Saiyans. His kids, their kids, Universe 6, he had a lot to leave behind, but he had to go out with a bang. It would take a lot of hard work, and he wouldn't be ready for a long time. But he promised himself he would leave Vegeta with a goal to strive towards. Meanwhile, back in Universe 7's Earth, Gine and Goten are delivering food to Bulma and Trunks at Capsule Corp when a time machine crashes nearby. Future Trunks steps out in a daze, confused and hurt. He immediately sees Gine and tries to attack. The boys are barely able to hold him off as Future Trunks shouts that he should have never trusted them. "I was a fool to think you'd save our world. Nothing good can ever come from the Saiyans. You've doomed us all." Gine is shocked
Nigga, you were saying.
and hurt to hear all of this, until another portal opens up in the sky. From that hole comes an invader, and it looks like Raditz. Raditz
Not
lands
bull-
before Future Trunks, eager to finish
Not
him
red
off.
is black.
Gine
Oh
rises
my
up,
god.
demanding to hear an explanation to this. Raditz simply laughs. He wasn't one of her allies. She was just a stupid, filthy mortal, and she would be cleansed like the rest. With Goten and Trunks already hurt, Gine has no option but to stand up to her own son. It is a gruesome sight, as Raditz is far more powerful than Gine. In just a few blasts, Gine is sent to the floor. The kids continue to try and support Gine, but nothing seems
Where everybody
to work.
at?
All this fighting and rising in power finally gets the attention of the real Raditz, as well as Tarble, who zoom across the sky and land in front of the kids. Realizing that the man attacking them is a mirror version of Raditz. The evil Raditz is eager to continue fighting, but he starts getting pulled into another time rift. Right before he gets pulled away, he blasts the time machine before the villain finally disappears. The Z-Fighters are left utterly confused as Future Trunks finally gets his bearings. He apologizes to Gine before he begins to explain his story. He now sees that they are not the evil ones. His plan worked. He had returned to the past. After helping the Z-Fighters defeat the androids, Future Trunks returned to his own timeline, where he
Right.
defeated many threats, such as the androids Cell, Babidi, and Dabura, and trained under the Kaioshin. His Earth was starting to be rebuilt, until one day, the Saiyans attacked. The various Saiyans he had met in the past were here in his
Not
timeline,
everybody got a
destroying
Bardock
everything.
black,
The original
Vegeta
Saiyan
black.
invaders had
Oh.
returned with new black clothing and terrifying power. It was not dissimilar to when the Saiyans originally invaded Earth at the beginning of the story. Future Trunks was unable to stop them, trying his best to save as many people as he could, but it was all for nothing. None of them can believe it. Future Trunks asks where his father and grandfather are, and Bulma tells him that Goku, Vegeta, the King, and Bardock are visiting another universe. Trunks had no idea there was other universes. but he would love to visit. As Bulma repairs the time machine, future Trunks catches up on everything he's missed. He meets Tarbell and Guri, surprised to know that he has an uncle. He wonders where the Tarbell in his timeline is. He'll have to visit planet Tech Tech one day, with no Goku and Vegeta to help, as well as no other leads. Raditz and Tarbell offer to help future Trunks instead. However, Trunks isn't sure that they can. Last time he met Raditz, he was still the weakest of the Saiyans. That's when Raditz shows off Super Saiyan Blue. He's a lot stronger than he ever was before, and tells Trunks not to underestimate him. They just hope that Goku and Vegeta will return to their universe soon. Without much of a choice, the trio enter the repaired time machine and head back to the future. Once they arrive, future Trunks introduces them to future Mai. As they all see the devastation, there are some humans they recognize, such as Yajirobe, and they are all terrified of them. In particular, Raditz. Apparently, he was one of the nastiest evildoers out there. He tried to promise them that it wasn't him, but Raditz Black soon appeared over the city.
Hold your fire! That man is not black. Nah, that clip was crazy. Nah, no way they watched that. They ran that back in the showroom and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is good right here."
Blasting indiscriminately
that man is
buildings.
not black.
Trunks told them to stay back. They need to make a plan first, but Raditz couldn't just sit back and wait while that man walked around pretending to be him, killing innocent beings. He caught himself saying that. He never thought that he'd be defending people like that. Raditz burst into Super Saiyan God, shooting a blast at the back of Raditz Black. That one actually hurt. Raditz Black turned back with a sadistic smile, welcoming his other self to the future. He's gonna enjoy killing him again.
I finally found you, faker. Faker. I'll show you that you're the only faker around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words.
Super Saiyan God Raditz burst forward against his imposter. Despite the villain's immense power, Raditz still has the upper hand for a while, but he realizes that over time, Raditz Black is improving. As the battle goes on, he has to be defeated quickly. Whoever this guy is has some crazy abilities. But as the battle continues, Raditz is kicked away by a familiar face and into a building, turning to see his father. He's then struck by a ki blast from the side, turning around to see his mother. Finally, Raditz is stabbed from behind, coughing up blood as he hears the voice coming from behind. His own brother, Kakarot. Bardock, Guinea, and Goku Black arrive to assist Raditz Black as our hero falls to the ground. Tarbell can't believe it. He had been watching from an opening, and though Trunks tries to warn him, Tarbell simply roars, bursting into Super Saiyan Blue and charging towards the villains alongside Trunks, having no option but to assist his uncle. Raditz slowly got up, unwilling to give up. He stood back to back with Trunks and Tarbell, their auras crackling with energy. Without a word, the two groups charged. The initial clash was a cacophony of energy blasts, sword strikes, and the relentless clash of fists. Tarbell found himself squaring off against Guinea Black, their power levels seemingly matched. They exchanged a series of rapid blows and dodges and quick blasts. With a powerful kick, Tarbell sent Guinea crashing into a nearby building, only for Bardock to appear behind him and kick him right into her blast. Trunks wielded his sword and engaged Goku and Bardock Black simultaneously. Trunks was powerful but not nearly strong enough to fight them. They managed to flank Trunks and deliver a powerful punch, while Raditz grappled his other self. Slowly, the heroes were managing to gain an upper hand, working together to divide the villains up. Tarbell was dealing well until he was finally blasted away once more, as the Black Saiyans revealed their true intentions. They wished to enact their Zero Mortals plan and purge all mortals of their sin. Only then will every universe be truly free. Future Trunks was one of the greatest sinners of all, altering timeline. The evil Saiyans then fire a combined blast at the heroes.
Y'all might want to go back to the future, man.
Opening their auras and firing off a family Gallic gun. It buys them just enough time for them to tell Raditz to run and get help. With no other choice, Raditz...
You know, it's funny. It's the first time I'm seeing Tarbell in one of these stories. I forgot about Tarbell. I forget.
Returns to the past, grabbing future Mai along the way and going into the ship. They get away just in time. Mai calls out for help as Bulma comes out. She begins to nurse Raditz back to health, and during that time, Goku, Vegeta, and their families arrive. Finally, Bulma seems to have gotten in contact with them and Whis, informing them of the situation. Raditz explained what happened in the future as the present Saiyans are livid. How dare they? Kakarot is just curious to see how strong they are, and isn't as bothered about his body being taken. His family's though? He's furious. Beerus wonders what the true identity of these Saiyan imposters really is, but they have no time to waste. Vegeta, a healed-up Raditz, Bardock, and King Vegeta head to the future. Gine had refused to be left behind, as she wants to stop these monsters from masquerading as herself and her family. The ship is way too cramped, so Bulma pulls out one of her old inventions, her shrinking watch, and shrinks down Goku and Vegeta so they can all fit. Back in the future, things are pretty dire for Trunks and Tarble, who are on the verge of defeat. They managed to survive this far, but they don't have much longer left. The Black Saiyans thank the filthy mortals as, because of their battles, they have unlocked the peak of their true power. They had begun developing their own form, Super Saiyan Rose. They are currently searching for Trunks and Tarble as they hide underground. This was actually Tarble's idea, inspired by watching the battles between the Super Saiyan gods, King Vegeta and Bardock against Beerus. But once they sense their family in the future, they come back out and join them. It doesn't take long for the Black Saiyans to find them, revealing not only their new form, but their true identity too. Each one of them was once a Kaioshin named Zamasu. After witnessing the universe,
a lot of future
Zamasu was upset that these
a lot of Zamasus from a different timeline.
Gods for their own disgusting ways. At first, he only wanted to steal Vegeta's body after seeing Super Saiyan Blue evolution. However, when he did, he was ambushed by various Saiyans on Earth. Vegeta Black narrowly survived the encounter, which made him realize he needed more allies. He stole the time ring, and Vegeta Black went to various other timelines, recruiting Zamasus and helping them use their own Super Dragon Balls to steal their own Saiyan body. After creating this new dark team of Saiyans, the Zamasu adopted the moniker of Black and proceeded to return
this lame as hell. They are playing this funny as hell though.
Eradicate
this
their
is funny.
respective Earths, enacting the Zero Mortals plan upon these Saiyans. The Saiyan family had heard enough of this. They didn't care about their little plan. They care about their name being sullied and future Trunks' Earth being doomed. Vegeta and his father, King Vegeta, faced off against their sinister doppelgangers. With a shared nod between father and son, the battle commenced. Vegeta shot forward, locking fists with Vegeta Black in a fierce airborne tussle. Their blows echoed through the city, each strike causing mini shockwaves. King Vegeta with royal grace lunged at King Vegeta Black, their power struggle creating craters with each impact. Vegeta unleashed a Big Bang attack against Vegeta Black, who retaliated with a dark-hued version of the Final Flash. Their energies met in a blinding explosion, decimating several city blocks. King Vegeta unleashed a powerful
this is actually a crazy concept. I ain't gonna lie.
His counterpart. King Vegeta Black tried to deflect it, not realizing this was just a distraction, as King Vegeta appeared in front of him and punched him in the stomach and into his son's beam clash. This surprised Vegeta Black, making him lose the clash, but neither of the doppelgangers were done yet. Meanwhile, Bardock's family confronted their own shadowy versions. Goku and Goku Black clashed in a fierce and fast battle, multiple rebel blasts clashing in the sky. Goku fired something he hadn't used in a while, a Kamehameha, which he learned when he was part of the rebellion on Earth, standing up against King Vegeta. Meanwhile, Bardock tackled Bardock Black, a brutal mix of martial arts and raw Saiyan skill.
I don't like that design. What the fuck you get that from?
At this point, could see Bardock rebel martial arts style reflected in each punch. He was surprised how well it actually worked. Raditz grappled Raditz Black by the hair, launching him up to the sky and firing a blast, while Gine, normally a peaceful soul, faced her own dark version. They chased each other through the city, dashing amongst buildings, leaving trails of ki behind them. In a moment of desperation, Bardock and Goku switched opponents. It was the first time in a long time since father and son had faced each other, and it was just as exciting as the first time. But Bardock and Goku placed their hands next to each other, firing a combined rebel spear against their two counterparts. A swirl of blue and green energy. The city trembled as buildings toppled from the sheer force. The black counterparts surged back with renewed fury. It seemed like their power was endless, and the Saiyan heroes began to feel the weight of the relentless assault. Even so, King Vegeta once again spoke up. He needed to be an inspiration for his family, telling them to join forces, that they can do this together. They had defeated all kinds of enemies before, even their own slavers.
Right.
Now it was time to face their own demons. That's when King Vegeta wiped some blood off his face, his aura opening up once more, revealing Super Saiyan Blue. Bardock Black taunts their foes, as each of the imposters
Okay.
lets them know what they did after stealing these bodies, immediately razing those Earths to the ground and killing all of their friends and family. Bardock cursed
Not the
and
rage
followed
boost.
King Vegeta's move of transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. They were saving this for whatever the next tournament was going to be, as King Vegeta and Bardock had been training together at the hyperbolic time chamber.
Hey, y'all niggas too
Once
old
time
for
begins
in that
now,
hyperbolic
Goku
time
and
chamber.
Bardock pummeled their
Y'all wasting
foes in
years off
Super
your
Saiyan
life.
Blue, while Guinea is pushed to the edge by her own self. She's the weakest of them, and she knows that, but she has never given up on her family. Having spent time training at the dojo with Bardock and King Vegeta, she did some training of her own, her aura bursting open into Super Saiyan. Not only that, it seemed like the emotional toll of having to face her own family had awoken something within her, as another aura burst around her, the aura of a Super Saiyan God. This is similar to Trunks' Super Saiyan Rage.
Okay.
With this one, instead of having the power of the Super Saiyan Blue surrounding it, it has the Super Saiyan God aura, as that was the main power Bardock and King Vegeta had, so that's
Right.
the one she trained around. This power-up manages to push back Guinea Black,
That makes
who had
sense, I
been
guess.
taunting Guinea about killing her own family. The mere thought of that broke her peaceful heart and awoke in rage. Meanwhile, Trunks sees his father and grandfather getting stabbed through the chest by their own counterparts, awakening his own Super Saiyan Rage state, just like the original story. He loses it, declaring that he
That's
will
fine.
become a monster.
Super
who
Saiyan Rage
believes
is
killing them
alright.
and ridding his universe
stupid,
of
but it's
them.
alright.
It pains him to say this, though. He doesn't want to hurt his own family, even if they're imposters pretending to be them.
Man, kill them
Goku and
niggas.
Bardock, drawing from their bond shared between father and son, synchronized their movements perfectly. Goku dashed towards the nearby collapsed skyscraper, using the momentum to launch himself skywards. Bardock did the same from the opposite side, creating a pincer movement. As they reached the apex, they combined their ki into a single dazzling energy beam and unleashed it down, sending Goku Black and Bardock Black retreating into the distance with a brilliant trail of light. King Vegeta and Vegeta, seeing the opportunity, clashed their fists together, creating a shockwave. This diverted the attention of King Vegeta Black and Vegeta Black, allowing Vegeta to grab a massive steel beam from the ruins and hurl it like a javelin. But Guinea and Raditz
Wow.
were struggling against their dark counterparts. The various
Where the
other
fuck Tarble
Saiyans
at?
opened their auras up, pushing the enemies away. The heroes converge on Raditz Black and Guinea Black, determined to eliminate the foes once and for all. Tarble darted between
gonna say.
pieces of debris, firing rapid ki blasts to keep Raditz Black off balance. This allowed Trunks, with his sword drawn, to engage him close up, each swing causing Raditz Black to fail more and more. King Vegeta and Vegeta worked in tandem, firing blasts and ensuring that Raditz Black could not escape. When his back was against the wall, Vegeta fired a couple of key rings that pinned Raditz against the wall. On the other end, Guinea Black faced Bardock, her eyes pleading, calling his name, asking him if he did not recognize his wife. But Bardock's eyes bore into hers, a storm of emotions within him.
My Guinea would never wreak this havoc.
Yes, sir.
nor
Talk
harm
that shit,
anyone
Bardock.
innocent.
He said, his voice cold and firm. Guinea Black's demeanor shifted, her face filled with rage as she unleashed a powerful energy wave. But she was caught off guard as the real Raditz and Guinea emerged from either side, both of them striking her in the face. With this diversion, Bardock and Goku lunged forward, sending Guinea against the same wall Raditz was pinned up against. Bardock and Kakarot hated doing this, but they had to defend their world. The other Dark Saiyans zoomed towards them, but it was too late, and they watched as Raditz and Guinea Black were finally defeated with a powerful Ki Blast combination
Okay.
of all the Saiyans there. As the screams
That
of
took all y'all to
Samasu
kill them
sounded
niggas?
off, our heroes panted, their energy quickly failing them. The remaining Black Saiyans can see that their backs are soon against the wall. It was time for their most desperate technique. Each of them removing their
Diffusion.
Potara in pairs, giving birth to Vegito Black and King
Oh, yeah, y'all might wanna-
Bardock
y'all might- y'all might wanna
Black. Things
leave.
look hopeless for the heroes, as the Black Spirit Sword zooms across the plane, causing an explosion that leaves them all separated and hurt, while the King in Black fired a
Ew.
Dark Rebellion Spear that keeps Vegeta and Goku in particular away. However, fueled by rage, two Saiyans begin to rise up again, Trunks and Guinea. They were two of the weakest ones there, but for that very reason, Zamasu, with his sense of superiority, didn't pay much attention to them, and they rise. Their auras continue to explode, walking forward and attempting to hold off the foes. As Raditz gets an idea, the Zamasu were able to fuse because they had earrings, right? What if they had their own? The Saiyans scramble to find the bodies of Gine Black and Raditz Black, taking their Potara and passing them around. Gine and Trunks do what they can, but they prove to be way too much for them. The evil fusions ask if they have any final words, as Gine chuckles and tells them,
It's over. You lost.
Two pillars of light part the
Okay.
darkness, as Barlot and Emperor Vegeta
Barlock.
are born. This is the first time our heroes have fused in this story. The two opposing fusion sides stare each other down, as Vegeta Black
Emperor
lets go
Vegeta,
of Gine
okay.
and Smurfs.
That's crazy.
Once again, mortals trying to become gods, huh? The Potara fusion is only supposed to be for them. Thankfully, the Kaioshin don't have a time limit. The Saiyans will. He'll just have to finish them off while they're fused. It'll be just like killing two birds with one stone. But Barlot just cracks his knuckles.
Barlock.
They have no idea what this Potara
That's an ugly
fusion
name.
thing is, but they know that no matter how short their time is, they will defeat them. Emperor Vegeta moved his cape in front of him, lightning spinning on the ground, declaring this battle as their victory. Barlot darted forward, launching a barrage of strikes, each punching kick accentuated by flashes of Goku's
How you be
signature
creating
moves,
these fucking
merged with the
images,
wild
boy?
fury of Bardock. A rising uppercut followed a spinning elbow reminiscent of Bardock's Tyrant Lancer, but Vegeta Black parried. At times, it seems like they were equal, but it was clear that Barlot was a master of martial arts unparalleled, and quickly obtained the upper hand. Meanwhile, Emperor Vegeta and King Bardock Black was a sight to behold. Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack from each hand. The Dark Saiyan countered with a Dark Rebellion trigger, trying to corner the Emperor. Amidst the relentless combat, the Dark Saiyans began synchronizing their attacks, pushing the heroic fusions to the defensive. Trunks, Tarble, Raditz, and Gine converged, placing their hands forward and pouring their energy into the two fighters, their spirits intertwining with the essence of the fusions. The ground itself began to vibrate and resonate with the combined Saiyan legacy echoing through the cosmos. Reality itself shattering like shards of glass. Just for a few seconds,
That should look kind of clean right there.
drawing from his newfound energy, placed his hands together, a ginormous sword appearing overhead, reminiscent of the Saiyan royal symbol. He called it the Royal Excalibur. It gleamed with a golden brilliance, representing the regal might of his bloodline. But
Oh,
Bardock was
okay.
not going to be outdone. He prepared to combine the Kamehameha and the Riot Javelin. He created the Riot Kamehameha. With a unified battle cry, Emperor Vegeta charged, slicing through energy waves with his Royal Excalibur. His eyes
Fuck them
locked
niggas
on
up.
King of Varlot, slicing across him, sparkles uttering from his body as the fusion was cut in half, splitting in two before Samasu's screams was heard across the world, dissolving into stardust. Meanwhile, the rebellious Barlot appeared right in front of Vegeta Black. Barlot launched the Riot Blast, consuming the Zamasu fusion. The two heroic fusions stood side by
I
side.
guess they ain't wish to be
as
immortal.
the slash from the Royal Excalibur remained in the future sky, and the blast punctuated it, leaving no trace of the Kaioshin behind, but the destroyed city and a grim reminder of the lives lost. The two of them turned around to smile at their family, who ran in to hug them, before the fusions undid themselves. Peace once again returning to the world. Trunks thanked them all for saving his future as Tarbo looks over at the time machine. The younger Saiyan wonders what had become of him in the future. He had been long away from his family, but if he knows himself, then he'll be more than willing to help out this future version of his nephew. He gives Trunks the coordinates to planet Tech Tech. The Tarble in this timeline could perhaps help Trunks rebuild Earth. After all, we're family. Vegeta and the Bardock families try to comically fit inside of the cramped time machine as everyone returns to the past. Beerus and Whis decide that they're going to visit Samasu after getting told what happened in the future. They'll see
Destroy
if the
that
Zero
motherfucker.
Mortals plan nonsense will happen here too. Meanwhile, future Mai and future Trunks wave goodbye, returning to their own timeline, vowing to live up to the standards of his father and his grandfather, promising to surpass them both and become the leader of the next generation of Saiyans.
Okay.
As a gift, King Vegeta gave something to Trunks, a small patch he had requested from Bulma. Now, on one arm, Trunks wore the symbol of Capsule Corp, and on the other, the Saiyan royal symbol. A reminder, he is not only a human, but a Saiyan. It's a
That's
bittersweet
fire.
goodbye, as Trunks knows there is so much work to do, but it'll all be worth it in the end. Because he knows he can count on his family if anything happens again. And so, this dark chapter in our hero's story...
That's a terrible
comes
family
to a
photo.
close. Time passes...
Alright, that was a fire chapter, but they were going at it with with the blacks. Meet the blacks. Yeah, that was a crazy chapter. I ain't gonna lie, you know, with the added, he changed it up a lot in that one with the blacks of all the Saiyans, and they were going at it, man, with the power ups and shit, the fusion, Bardock, you know. Excuse me. Shout out to SmugStick for this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check out the last SmugStick video chapter right here, and check out another video right here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.